what? You're joining me on week 5, session 3. It's a bit windy, so I'll just bring you a bit closer. So it's the last session of week 5, which means we've only got 1 week of this running programme post-injury left. And then I can find another programme on the Runner app, maybe the 10k one, because I do have the Wigan 10k booked in September, so that'll be the good one to do, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna get cracking. Today is strides. So I think it's like just over half a mile warm up, just an easy run, and then it's just kind of 3 lots of repeats, I think. I'll put all the stats up, I'm not going to bore you with all the details. So wish me luck, and this is Sunday, so you last saw me yesterday. I wasn't going to do today, but I ended up running behind because when I wasn't too great the other week, so I had an extra day off. So this week I would have ran 4 times. However, that's lined me up perfectly for this coming week with just my 3 remaining runs to get week 6 in the bag. So let's do it. That was eventful. I'm actually wheezing. Oh, my throat went so dry, it's unreal. So, it's beautiful. The sun is shining. It's hot. Not ideal for me in the sun. However, for the first time in all these 5 weeks, the app glitched on me. I say glitched. So, the first lap, they call them laps, the first lap was 0.6 of a mile at an easy pace, which was fine. And then it went on to the next lap, which is where it was broken down into the faster stride lap, and then back to the easy stride lap of varying, obviously, distances. And those reps were meant to be repeated 3 times. Now, when it got to the first lap, the second lap after I'd done the 0.6 of a mile at an easy pace, it just kind of hung. So I'm running along thinking, it's not doing anything. Long story short, I had to stop at the side of the lane, switch the app off. So of course it saved it and said, yay, well done, you've completed week 5. And I'm thinking, I'm not. And I had to reload it up, skip the first 0.6 of a mile, and then go on to the stride laps. But instead of what it normally does, the end of each lap, it will count you down, say 10 seconds left, or then it'll tell you to change your pace. It didn't do anything. It just kept telling me my pace, going too fast or speed up. And when I looked at my phone, it was just hanging on that first stride rep. So I just let it play out, and it kept talking about how you've got to manually press a button to move forward. I can't think about stuff like that. I'm gassing out in the baking heat, trying to run. So I always have my watch going anyway, and I had pre-mapped the route, so I knew where I was running to, because the full length of the run is 2.4 mile. So I did that, and I just kept trying to keep my pace. It's an easy conversational pace, and then every so often I opened up and did some strides to try and keep in with the plan session, which didn't happen. Maybe it had something to do with internet, Wi-Fi, and being near forests. It's never happened before, like I say, so there we go. It's not a big deal. As you can see, whew, I still had a bloody hard workout. Still did the distance. Stopped once, obviously, to reset the phone, but that wasn't for very long. So we're all good. Week 5 is over. And we start week 6. I'm going to do it on Tuesday. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. So yeah, there we go. In my mind when I got up this morning, I thought I'm not going to do that extra one today to round off week 5. I thought I'll leave it and do 4 next week. That was my tired morning brain thinking. So we popped out this morning to pick some bits up, and then we got home around lunchtime, and I said to Dave, do you know what, I'm going to go and do that run. And I started having second thoughts again. I thought, no, went and put my kit on and got my trainers on. Dave took the dogs up the lane. When he came back, I went, will you just drop me off at that spot? And it's done now, see? And I know that next week I've only got the 3. So I'm really happy about that. Lots of people out today walking, with it being a bank holiday. I just ran past the house with a big bouncy castle, kids going wild. I thought, I think I'd probably rather be running like Jerry the Berry in the baking heat, well, it's baking to me, than having to deal with a load of children. But that's just me. Anyway, happy bank holiday weekend. It will have passed by the time you see this video, so I hope you've had a great time, however you spent it. I really enjoy these walks back. Just wind down and, you know, you've got your thoughts in your head, that positive buzz about you. I can't say I experience like a complete runner's high. I suppose that's meant to be quite euphoric. This is just like a shift in that kind of energy, you know, when you know you've achieved something. Maybe that is a runner's high, who knows. So yeah, get back, shower time. And I've been craving feta cheese. So I know I've got my meal preps, but I tend to make some meals, you know, as I go along, depending on what I fancy. And still got some left in the fridge, but we went out early and I've got some lovely new salad and some feta cheese. I just fancy a lovely feta salad. So that's what I'm going to have. It'll all be accounted for, so it's all good. Oh, this is great. I don't know if you've seen our our new video drop. So it's not about me, it's about our van. Like I say, it's got a different intro. I've dropped 2 videos actually, and it's quite funny because when you first pick up a camera, well, when I first picked up a camera, I was holding my phone the wrong way, so you didn't end up with a full screen picture. Real like beginner, novice, and I still am. I've not even got a selfie stick still. But the van ones are like that initially. So if you have been watching them, they do improve, I can promise. as we go along. It's crazy. I think we've got like nearly 500 views on the first video. And I was going, I only get a handful of views on my videos. But it's obviously particular content, isn't it? It depends what interests people, and I think vans and camper vans, van life, travelling, it's a hot topic. Yeah. But I'm really enjoying doing them. And I'm learning stuff as well, which is great. So, oh yeah. Oh, I'm travelling back to the UK in a couple of weeks' time. So I should be taking my running kit with me. Might be thinking about attempting a park run, just to get around it. I can't even remember the last time I did one of those. So yeah, if I do, then I'll do a little bit of filming maybe. Or what you will see is a completely different environment whilst I'm out running. Because of course, in the Wigan area where I'm born and bred, then it's urban, isn't it? Lots of houses, buildings, traffic everywhere. It's quite nice going back because obviously it's nostalgic, isn't it? That's everything you know from growing up and what have you. We're just at the top of the bridge now. Let's turn you around. There we go. So this is like a main road. I don't think it's a motorway, it's called a national road. But like the busiest roads they have near me. Can you imagine this in the UK? Like the East Lancs. Just be rammed. This is a busy day because it's bank holiday, you know, tomorrow. But yeah, I'm turning you around. Let's cross. You have to make sure you just double check when you cross the roads because you get so used to no traffic being there, you don't look. One of these days, something over there. Oh look, a couple of bikers come in. David'd be happy. He's got a Harley Davidson. He's just brought it back over from the UK. Keep telling him to go out on it, but he's got too many projects on the go. Excellent. What a beautiful day. So, maybe I've just added to the red face with the sun. I hope you can still hear me. It's a bit windy. I've got my earphones in, but I can feel the wind. So I'm going to call this a day here. Week 5 done, although it was a bit of a kerfuffle, that one, but we got through it. I'll stick the stats up and you'll be able to see for yourself. It's all mishmash. But I know what I've done. I'll stick the Strava stats on from my watch as well. And yeah. Okay guys, take care. And I shall see you on the next one. So I'm just back, airing the old trotters out. And the trainers which I got, I'll just spin you round. So the trainers which I got off Vinted are these Zoom X Vaporflys. Now, I've never ran in Nike before. Excuse the feet, I should put them out of view. I've never really run in Nike before. It's normally New Balance or Brooks in the past, and I've had Asics, but I got these because they was cheap and they were like barely worn. There was nothing. The soles were perfect. They just said that they didn't feel right on their feet, so I've just come back and I've noticed I've done this. So here, all this, that all normal then? So if any of you are Nike shoe wearers, is this normal? I mean,
I've never really looked at the bottom before. They're obviously a weird shape. That's like the tougher rubber bit. And this is just like sponge. So of course, depending on your footfall, it's going to rip, isn't it? I mean, at what point do you stop running in trainers like this? Do you know what I mean? I don't want to risk any more injuries going forward. I mean, the soles at the front are fine. Let's look at the other one. The same at the back again. Looks like I've had a rivet or something stuck in the middle there. But, you know, they're okay at the front, I'd say. So, yeah, at what point do you stop wearing trainers when this happens? I've never had this before because the shoes I've ran in the past are always fully rubber soled. And then obviously you can see where you're wearing the rubber sole down, but that sponge is just like tearing off. I'm only running along and a chunk falls off my shoe. So yeah, let me know if any of you have had these Nike trainers before or similar with a similar sole, because at what point do you stop wearing them? I mean, clearly I must be really heavy-footed, or it's just a bad design. I don't know. I mean, everyone raves about them, don't they? Vaporfly, Alphaflys. I mean, I'm plodding along trying to get fit. And aren't they meant to be super shoes, like carbon plated? I'll be honest, I have a pair of New Balance Fuel Cell. The Super Comp ones. They were off Vinted. And they were new. Now, they are a touch on the smaller side, I'd say. But they're really bouncy. Really bouncy. It's like you're running on air. Whereas these are meant to be raved about. But I don't feel like I have a really, bouncy spring in my step when I wear them. But what's happened now, you see, in my mind, because I've got past the injury, I've ran these for this whole running program, you see. And fingers crossed, it's not come back, the injury, and I've not injured anything else. So it's kind of like a superstition thing now. I'm thinking, well, I don't want to change my trainers because I don't want to start running in a different style of trainer and affect the way I run and bring something on. Do you know what I mean? But equally, I don't want to be running something where they're wearing down and obviously the soles are going to end up like that. So yeah, let me know, is this normal? And at what point do I stop wearing them? The rubber still looks okay, but it's all the other stuff which started to rip off around it. So let me know what you think, because I've not got a clue. Anyway, see you in a bit.
Morning, guys. So we're on the last week 6, run session 1. The last 2, or it might even be the last 3 runs, there was no walking rest breaks, and today there are walking rest breaks, but it is the last run of the entire program where there are rest breaks. So today's session is a 3-minute warm-up walk, which I'm doing now, followed by running 15 minutes 3 times with a rest break, 2 minutes in between. As you can see, it's another glorious day. I'm lathered in sun cream. I've got the vest on. I've got my army tights on to try and give me a mental boost. Dave's just dropped me off. We've just driven past a huge deer with antlers, a stag. I'm hoping it's still knocking around because it was in this direction. I feel a little bit nervous today, not sure why. It says, based on the length of time running, I should be covering about 3.9 mile, pretty much 4 mile, and I think that's what I've been focusing on, especially if I'm going to get hot and overheat. New trainers on. Well, not new. I've had them a while. All my trainers tend to have come off vintage. I don't buy ones which are all worn, but I do buy ones which someone's bought and they're obviously not the right shoe for them, and they sell them on a little bit cheaper, so I get a bargain. These are bouncy, and I thought after the Nike ones I shall crack on and see how they go. Wish me luck. Oh God, lads, tough, and it's hot. I was nearly put a hat on, but then my head overheats even though it keeps the sun off my noggin. But I'm finding it tough. I've ran twice. I've got one more to go. I'm just gonna have to go as slow as I can. I just can't run in the heat, it kills me. And I'm unfit and probably near on 15 kilos overweight still, so I'm work in progress. I can't do much more than what I'm doing. See you on the other side. Not gonna lie, I feel like I need fit being there at the minute. Oh my God. That was pretty damn disgusting. I mean, granted, it's the furthest I've had. Long time. I might have to just stop actually against this wall. I'm so hot. It's the heat that got me. My legs felt fine. My breathing was alright, but I just couldn't cope with the heat. Literally felt like my head was a boiled egg and the shell was going to burst open. It was that much pressure. Gosh. I came out early because I know that the temperature's increasing during the day, like it's supposed to be. So God help me if I got out later. Oh my word. And I can feel a blister on my inside arch of my left foot. Typical. I'll come back in a minute when I'm a bit more composed. Jeez. I know it's the last week. Oh God. It's like I've got absolutely nothing left in me. I feel completely overheated. I've had to take this off, which I put my phone in because it was making me even hotter. My neck on each side and going down into my back is so tense, like I've been tensed up running. It's actually hurting. I know it normally gives my arm a bit of an ache holding this camera. Oh, it's only my phone. But yeah, really tense holding this camera, so I do apologise. Oh. Is it possible to foam at the mouth after I run? Gosh. Sorry, I'm not really saying much, am I? I feel like just lying down on this grass here. Oh my word. My body just feels like it's so depleted. I drank so much fluid yesterday. This morning I've had a coffee and 2 pints of water, both with electrolytes in, and then come out. I've obviously had my breakfast as well. Maybe it's just one of those days, guys, where it doesn't go your way. I can't even say that, you know, oh, it's because I've pushed myself and I ran faster, so I kind of burnt out, because I have a feeling, and I've not even checked the stats, it was really slow. I was just literally dragging myself along. I don't like to make excuses, but I will say, ever since being a child, I used to run as a kid. Never ever fared well in heat. See, the next person could be out in this and say, what's wrong with you? It's not even warm. I'm just always overheated. Oh. And then everything goes to pot, just shuts down. Oh. I think after the first 15 minutes, I felt okay. I didn't record in the first rest walk of 2 minutes. And by the time I got to halfway point in the second 15 minutes, I started absolutely dreading it. Thinking, oh my gosh, I'm never going to go the distance. I'm just overheated, I'm not going to do it. And then it pretty much went downhill from then. So, I'm going to shut up about it now. I'm going to draw a line in the sand because it's done. There's nothing else I can do now. The next run is Thursday. It's no difference to you, does it? And it is a constant run. No rest walks, like I said. Easy, conversational pace. And it's for 4.3 mile. So even longer. Even further than today. I'm hoping it rains. I'm hoping it's cold. Because I can honestly say, if it isn't, and it's like this, I have no other option but to go on the treadmill. And it'll be boring as heck, but I'll put the music on blasting. I don't know. Or maybe I'll put a podcast on or something. And just crack on. But now I'm being attacked by a wasp. And I've no energy to run away. Oh, there we go. I might catch up with you when I get back home. Wow. Wow. Oh. I feel like I need someone to walk over my back if I lie on the floor. Oh. I hope you guys are having a good day anyway. Oh. Any tips or suggestions to combat this issue I'm having with heat? Or is it just, I know I will improve the fitter I get, the more weight I lose. Because at the minute, I'll just have to stop a minute. At the minute I'm carrying the extra weight, which makes it harder, I get that. However, like I say from experience, I know that I still overheat because I did when I was a kid and I wasn't fat as a kid. So any suggestions how I can combat it and not let it hinder my progress? Because I'll be honest, that's pissed me off today. Excuse my language. I've got about half a mile to walk. I'll see you when I get back. I'm just back. I still can't read proper. I just plopped myself down on the little chair, the first one I could get to. I got it. Oh my wordy word. And look now, the sun has gone in behind the clouds. The temperature is cool and I've got a lovely breeze on my skin. It feels amazing. I've just sent Dave to get me a big glass of Diet Coke. Honestly, I think I've got white foam on my tongue. Surely that can only mean dehydration. I'm going to have to do a bit of research about it online and see if there's anything I can do. Anyway, like I said, it's done now. And I'm pleased that I've done it. I'm not pleased about how disgusting I felt and how hard it was near the end. Literally felt my head was going to blow up. Felt sick. Oh, let me see that. They're actually nesting. in the little facier space. We've got them at each corner of the house. And they stay there all year, roosting. You hear them scratching around, which I don't mind. They're doing no harm. Anyway, forgot what I was going to say now. But yeah, like I say, it's done. It's done. So for the rest of today and tomorrow, which is my rest day, I'm going to fuel my body. I'm going to eat more calories, ready for the next one. Looking back at that last run, I did do what I set out to do, even though it was slow and, you know, the heat was disgusting. I still did it, which is a positive thing. Not every run's going to be easy, and if it's easy, then obviously I'm doing something wrong. So, on to the next one. So, take care, guys. Look after yourselves, and as always, be careful, because as you know, it's a jungle out there.